Hello again, students. So I had a thought about how you could prove in real time that your item is going to sell for what it would make you a margin on. Now, back in the day, when I was purchasing things like big, huge flatbed trailers and things, years before I got into this business, if I was going to buy something, in fact, I remember one specific example. It was a very large deck over the wheels flatbed gooseneck trailer, the kind that cowboys or whoever would use to haul hay, lots of hay, bales and bales and bales of hay. It was an expensive thing. I would have had to spend $15,000 to get it. So the question is, can I sell it for 18,000 or whatever the price was that I wanted it to be at the time? And what I did was I went on and I looked to see obviously what other ones were selling for. And on this one, because I knew I could have it, I went ahead and put it online at the time on Craigslist because Facebook didn't exist then. But today, if the same situation occurred, I would probably put it on both Facebook and Craigslist, and I would put it listed for the price I wanted to sell it for. For example, 17,995, 24-foot tandem dually, deck over the wheels, flatbed, 24 feet, whatever, with an image of it. And as I recall, this was many years ago, but as I recall, I didn't get any interest on the trailer. So I ended up not buying it from the gentleman. Now, if I wasn't sure, or if, for example, maybe I wanted to make $1,000, that would have been fine for me. For me, it wasn't. Tying up $15,000 to make 1,000 is not a margin that gets me excited. So if I was going to do that, I could then drop the price on that ad to $16,995 and then to $15,995 to see if there was any interest. In this case, I had listed it at $17,995. There was no interest, so I didn't proceed with the sale. So I thought about how to do that in today's world without misleading anyone. And this morning I came up with this. I went to my Costco page that I've showed you many times here on BStock, and I went ahead and let me see if I can scroll up. Let me see if I can go back to show you what I did. I thought, what if I typed in hot tub up here? So I did. And I went to search their existing things. I swear it was there. Let me see if I can go back. It's so funny. Let me see if I can remember how I looked it up. It was just there, and I want to say it was out of Texas. Let me see if I can remember. What about SALUSPA? The Saluspa? Please forgive me. I'm not very technical. All right, so here's what I'm going to do in this case. I'm going to go over. I know that I just saw it, and I feel like I saw it in I don't know if it was, I feel like it was maybe Carrollton, Texas. Let me check this out. And how many auctions? There's 20 auctions. Let me scroll down to see if I can find the one that I just saw when I did this search. Of course. Maybe, you know what though? Look, it maybe just ended. That could be why. So let me close that out and let me try something else in real time. Let me try sheds would be too, let's see, I'm just going to try the word Coleman. See if any of those mini bikes come up. Search. That's probably what happened is the results are gone because all the auctions are closing right now. But so what I did was I looked up Coleman mini spas. And so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go into my orders. And just to show you, currently I owe them this morning $7,800. I bought some toys, some fireplace, lamps, and more. I bought some floor care, some bathroom. This might be one we use for this example. Some more vacuums. I do think those are a good thing for you to start with because those Dysons can be expensive. They're easy to test. They're easy to prove that they work. They are cordless, so you can already have them charged when you meet with the person at McDonald's, and all you got to do is drop a piece of straw wrap around the ground and zing, zing, show them that it works. There you go. So I'm a fan of those. I bought some speakers. Looks like I bought some bath and bedding. This is not really one that I'd recommend for you guys because it's about a $50 average, and I think you'd like to stick around a $100 average, but everybody's going to be a little bit different. But sometimes my auction house needs smaller units. So anyway, I'm going to go up here to this, and let's see. This is AB 121 units for 19,000. Why do I like that? Because if they were a $100 average, that would be 12,000. If they were a $200 average, that would be 24,000. So it's not, quite there, but 80 units. These ones are almost a $200 average. So I'm going to show you what I bought here, and I'm going to try to show you in real time how you can see if it's really going to sell in the real world. So let's go in. I'm sorry I always get this wrong with you guys. As you know, I'm not terribly tech savvy, but I know enough to get me through on this. So I'm going to view these order details. All right. We're going to download the manifest. I have so many things open on my computer right now. So hopefully I can, stick to the thing here. Please forgive my notes on my previous auction. It's a lot of data. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Remember that this is the Costco item. Sometimes you can find it that way, sometimes you can't. But Costco really doesn't sell any obscure items. Sometimes they change the name to their own branding, but they didn't really private label it, so you can find it. But again, all of these things, of course, are Dyson, Kohler, Dyson, you'll be able to find these. So let me do this. I'm going to go by unit retail, and I am going to, I'm going to sort, forgive me, let me see what I'm doing here. I'm going to sort these from the price, largest to smallest. Okay, because that's what I want to look at. So in this case, I'm getting 5 of these. Again, I'm interested in that because you can put one listing up. So let's talk about the Dyson V11 cordless stick. First, we're going to go to the Costco item number. Then I'm going to take you over to, I don't know, one of my millions of windows that I have open. And let's just find out, oh, baby. Let's just find out if we can find this just on regular old Costco. Sometimes they have them, sometimes they don't. If they were closing out that model, they may have removed that item number from their database. This is my first step. Yep. About a 50-50 shot. Okay, so they like to scrub their internet. So that's okay. We're going to go back to the the thing that I just pulled up. Unfortunately, I have so many windows open, it's going to take me a minute to scroll all the way down. Just kind of a bummer here. Give me just a second. There's so much stuff open right now. So let's find that one that I just downloaded, okay? And I'm probably not going to go back to this thing because it's a pain in the butt. But so I don't need the item number at this point. I don't care that it's small appliances. It's a Dyson V11 cordless stick vac. I'm just going to set that in there so that we don't have to go back. So again, I spent $580 a piece on them, right? I'm going to open yet another window. And I'm going to look it up. Okay. So here it is on Amazon, okay, for $567. Here it is at Home Depot for $649. All right. Here it is at Best Buy. That's a V10. See that? So you don't want to pay attention to that one. And one other thing you can do is go to shopping. All right. So Walmart agrees it's $580. Amazon agrees it's right in there. Home Depot actually wants $649. This was $569. So again, you could probably you can probably say, like, you could probably put on the title, you know what I mean? You could put, retail $600. That's not, far from the truth, right? So $600. So let's find out if we can find one, for example, on Facebook Marketplace. So again, we're going to say that they were $600. I'm going to run back here, and you had 6 of them. I'm sorry, you had 5 of them. I'm going to put 5 times 600. That's $3,000 retail, right? On that note, you spent a portion of the retail on them, right? So in this case, I did pretty good on this case. In this case, I spent on this $19,000 lot. I feel like this might be the wrong one, but it feels like it was all about 15 cents on the dollar, but let's just look. This one says it was 19,000. I'm going to round that up to 20,000 because Costco's prices tend to be about 10% lower than anybody else. But so I'm going to grow that up. Remember, I had to pay freight, quite a bit of freight because this was 5 pallets. So I paid a total of 3092 plus I paid the wire transfer fee. I bundled all the orders to have one wire transfer fee, but still $30 is a part of the cost of doing business. So I spent 3092 plus that $30 wire transfer fee. Okay, so I spent $31.22 on a $19,000, but again, I'm going to call it $20,000 times 15 cents on the dollar is 3,000. So as you can see, I did pretty well. 15 cents, 17 cents on the dollar. So what I mean by that is I bought them for $579 a piece times 17%. So each one of them cost me $98.43. Now, I know that you may have other expenses, storage units and that stuff. Let's just call them that they were $125 your cost. Okay. So let's say that on each of them, you wanted to sell them for, I would say you bought them right. I would say that you can sell them like hotcakes for, I'm going to guess here, 350. And where I'm at there is it's 600, half price of 600. I also find that the sweet spot can be right at 60% of retail. So it's 600 times 6, that'd be about 360. So let's try and say, what if it was 350? So if you had 350 of them, you could stand to make $1,750 from them. And you paid $125 a piece, including expenses. So your cost on them is $625. So you can see where there's, some decent money there. That's how much you could get for them. And that's how much you paid for that part of the truckload. And again, even if one of them was wrong or one of them was missing the charger, so you had to sell it for less or order the charger that cut into your profits, or one of them was missing attachments, so you had to sort of sacrifice one to be the parts vehicle, you might be able to still sell that one for $95, probably all day long, to get your money back. And you'd still be able to, double your money on that product in a walk, probably. But let's find it out if I'm true. This is what I figured out. What if you went to Facebook Marketplace? See, this was the inflatable hot tub, by the way, that I was looking up for you. I did find them on Facebook Marketplace. So let me just digress a little bit. And like, if you would be selling something like this, now again, they retail for about $500, which means that you'd be in the thing from Costco about $200 probably, including the freight. Maybe even, let's see, if it was $600, yeah, $200. So again, this person is selling this for $300. So that would be $100 you'd make. But they're also showing this is a terrible image. I'm going to show you how to make better images. Here you go, $249. Again, this is a terrible image. You're thinking you got to go over to this guy's house. He's got a tarp beneath it. You've got to dump out the water. Not yours, baby. Yours is brand new in a box. Okay. So we can do better than this all around. But since by the time I went to show you this, the hot tubs were gone, we are on the Dyson V11 cordless stick vacuum. And I'm just going to put VACUUM Facebook Marketplace. Okay, so then it's going to pull them up. Dyson vacuum cleaners on Facebook. Okay, so let's see what we can find out. Now, it might ask for my zip code. I think I entered in 90210 just so that I could have a decent. Okay, so here we go. So this one in San Francisco is $250, and that's a V8. We're not talking about a V8, are we? We're talking about a V11. Here's one for $475, and it's a V10. Let's see if I can find a V11 on here. Again, and if I can't, what does that tell you guys? It tells you that it's too new. People don't have it out there, but I could be wrong. We're going to keep looking. So here, brand new still in box V10, 400. V11, here you go, 370. Let's see what's going on with this ad if I can. Obviously, our picture is going to be way better than that. I have a Dyson V11. It comes with all accessories and wall mount. Pretty good condition. It's been used for quite a while. So he upgraded to a new one. Again, the price in Costco is $549 plus tax. So this person is saying, hey, I'll give you I don't know, it's a couple $100 off that they're giving you. But again, you can beat him, can't you? So if your pictures were better and your price is lower at 350, then you've got them all day long. Here's a guy that's got your price matched. But again, that's a V10, not a V11. And again, this picture is horrible. What is your picture going to look like? I'll show you what your picture is going to look like. Your picture is going to look like, trying to see if I can get back to my shopping, but again, as you know, I'm careful. So your prices, your images are going to look like this. I'm just going to click on this to show you. We're going to have images. And look, I mean, it was $679 and now it's $579.99. So your pictures would be like, this one and this one. And if it's new, your description will say new Dyson V11 cordless vacuum, retail 600-350. If it's not new, if it's like new, then you're going to put awesome Dyson V11 cordless vacuum, retail 600-350. So you have everything right in the title line. And again, let me go back to and show you, we were back on the shopping page. What else would we have for an image? Probably this. Let's click on it and see if this is still the correct price at Home Depot. Obviously, I didn't make this up. If you walked into a Home Depot right now, could you buy this thing? Okay, yeah, all day long, right? So I would probably make this one, this image, right? And then I would take this image and I would use my handy dandy screenshot tool. And I would show, if I wanted to, that it was Home Depot. And most people can kind of tell right there. And it says, on the financing, the Home Depot. So there you go, right? I would use this as a thing and I would have retail 600. That shows 649, but I wrote 600. Some people say, well, it might be 580. True. But wouldn't it also be another $50 in tax? So I think I'm telling the truth here. Even if you're collecting sales tax, or even if you're not charging it, but you're paying it to the state, if you have a reseller's license, if you're taking in $350, then your tax is $30. You're still charging, they still get a better deal even on the tax. So I just wanted to show you. So, and if you weren't sure about this, you could call these folks. I had to pause you because I had a phone call, but I learned how to pause. So anyway, so again, if you weren't certain of the deal, then you could obviously, call these people in Redwood City, California, or you could message them. It doesn't cost you anything and you're not making any, promises. You could say, hey, is this still for sale? And if it's not, just, do you mind if I ask how much it actually sold for? But as you can see here from this example, I didn't just invent all this to trick you. These prices are fine. And again, somebody that wants the Dyson V11, I think my dad wanted it pretty recently and he bought it from my auction because he's very frugal. So this is one way that you can test my theory on items that you're thinking about buying, just to see what they are going for on the secondary marketplace, i.e. Facebook Marketplace. I don't know if the same thing would work on Craigslist, although I'm sure it would. You just, run a search and we can get better at that. But I was also thinking today about ways that if you didn't want to come out money out of pocket, we could partner together. I'm not quite sure how that would work, and I'm still learning all this myself. But I did want to make this video to show you how you could test the waters. You could call this person. You could call any one of these people. Let's keep on trucking. So here you go. This guy's reduced his to 320, but again, it's a V10. Let's see what else. Do we see any other V11s? This just says Dyson. And again, your pictures will be way better than that, right? Just says Dyson. This is a terrible listing. Like, you can't see what it is. It's fine. I mean, it works, but yeah, here's a V7 for $200. So as you can clearly see, Dyson outsize vacuum. I'm not sure what that means. And again, I can't see on this thing what the model number is. Oh, wait, there we go. Let me see if I can zoom in for you guys. Not so hot. Dyson outsize. So it must be a larger, a larger Dyson. So I'm not familiar with this model yet. I haven't seen it come across my desk yet, but, obviously everybody knows about the Dyson cordless. Here's a Dyson Oh, it's just a floor dock. It's not the vacuum. It's the thing that you can use to hang it to the wall. Brand new, still in box, Dyson Cyclone V10 400. So again, I believe that that proves my point, how you can see what things are actually selling for on the same markets where you want to list things. And I think that you'll find that my data is true and that this is a honest, legal, good way to make money, and you're still providing a value, not just for yourself and your family and the people that you might hire to help you, young kids or your kids, or an assistant, but also the people that are purchasing the item. And I'll also show you how to have ones that you can test for them so that they don't have to believe you. They can know, they can test it. It makes your life easier. You definitely want it tested in front of them because you don't want them getting 50 miles away to a fourth story walk up and saying, oh, that chest freezer that you gave me didn't work. It did. It did work. I had a cup of frozen ice in it when I brought it to you and we felt the walls. That means it works. I couldn't have possibly fabricated that. Not sure what happened to you on the travel, but it did work. So there's obviously ways to get around that because we don't know what happens to it once it leaves us. But there's definitely ways that you can prove that. And once they know that you know that they know that you know, and everybody's happy because really they wanted the chest freezer to work, then you tell them, hey, that so it works great, right? There's that one dent that I told you about. So we good? And then you nod and they nod back and you show them and all is well. Totally legal, perfectly legitimate, good deal for everybody. Your version of recycling. All right, I will end this video for now, if I can remember how to do that, and get this one off your way. All right.